Hey, it's Ryan Gillard here with Real Broker, and in this week's video, I'll be doing two things. I'll take you on a community tour of the very popular inner city neighborhood of Mount Pleasant, and I'll also take you through my newest listing in the area at 504 27th Avenue, and I'll show you what you can buy in Calgary for $800,000. Let's have a look. All right, so let's get into it here. Let's talk about the neighborhood of Mount Pleasant, which is right here, and I will show you on the Google map. It's a little easier. So if we zoom out, so here's Calgary, and zooming back in, so here's downtown Calgary, is this section right over here. And if we go up either Edmonton Trail or Centre Street, we'll come across the Trans-Canada Highway. And this area right here is Confederation Park. So it's everything north of 16th Avenue to the east of 10th Street and south of Confederation Park, which is this big green section. And you'd think the border would be 4th Street, but I believe it's actually 2nd Street. So it's this chunk right over here is all considered Mount Pleasant. And when I think of this neighborhood, two things come to mind. It has the ultimate convenient location and has easy access to Confederation Park. So let's talk about the location first. So why is the location so good? And there are lots of reasons, but the most obvious one is it's just walking distance to Confederation Park, which is this big green section that you see right here. This is one of the coolest parks in the city. Not the biggest, but one of the best, I would say. Lots to do here in the park. This is actually a golf course over here in this section. And it's actually close to other parks as well. So if I zoom out just a little bit here, we're not too far from Nose Hill Park, which is this enormous park that you see right here. This is the biggest park in the city, and it looks like you're way out in the country somewhere when you're actually in there. It's huge, so not far away from some world-class parks. And again, there's a golf course over here. There are two more golf courses right over here, and one more over here. So if you're a golf fan, there's lots to do around here. And the second reason why I think it has a great location is it's not far at all from downtown as well. So if you take either where are we? So Centre Street, this road right here, or Edmonton Trail will take you right into downtown. You could actually probably walk from Mount Pleasant as well. So it would be a decent walk, but people do it. And so again, all along 4th Street, different shops, restaurants. So 4th Street, Centre Street, and Edmonton Trail, even though these ones are technically in Tuxedo Park, the neighboring community, they're still walking distance from Mount Pleasant. And all along these roads, so again, Edmonton Trail, Centre Street, 4th Street, there's different services, groceries, shopping, bars, restaurants, so lots to do, and it's walking distance. And same thing with 16th Avenue. So I would say probably from about here all the way to about probably around here, this whole stretch is all shopping as well. So everything that you can possibly think of is along 16th Avenue. And Mount Pleasant is just in the middle of all of it. And in terms of access routes, so if you're living in Mount Pleasant, you could take 4th Street north, and you can connect all the way here to McKnight Boulevard. And from McKnight, you can go either east or west. McKnight turns into John Laurie Boulevard, and this road can take you all the way into the deep northwest. And John Laurie is a fast road. You can go like 70 to 80 kilometers an hour. So you got good access routes into the northwest. And if you want to go into East Calgary, you can take so 4th Street all the way to McKnight Boulevard. And you can get yourself to the airport area. So the airport's over here. And again, from Mount Pleasant to the airport, I'd say it's probably like a 15-minute drive, depending if there's no accidents on the road or anything. So not a huge commute from Mount Pleasant. So other good transportation routes would be 16th Avenue, the yellow road that you see right here. This is actually the Trans-Canada Highway. And if we zoom out, if you get on this road, it will actually take you east directly out of the city. And if you want to go west, it'll do the same thing as well. And you'll go right out of the city, and the next stop would be the mountains, like 45 minutes away. And we should also talk about Deerfoot Trail. So again, Mount Pleasant here. We get on the Trans-Canada Highway. And the Deerfoot Trail is the busiest freeway in the city, and that's this yellow road that you see right here. And this will actually take you at 110 kilometers an hour. You can go north or south directly out of the city. So it's got excellent access routes in all directions, and it doesn't take too long to get to these access points from Mount Pleasant. Other things that you might want to know about if you're living in the Mount Pleasant area, or if you're moving from somewhere else you're not too familiar with Calgary, is it's got good schooling as well. So Southern Alberta Institute of Technology is this section right over here. So SAIT, this is one of the tech schools in Calgary. And if we go just a bit further west, you see the University of Calgary is right over here. You wouldn't want to walk from Mount Pleasant, but I've walked myself from Capitol Hill to University of Calgary, so it can be done. So not a big commute. And other things you might want to know about here are North Hill Center. This is a shopping center right here. And close to the university is actually Market Mall, this section right over here, one of the bigger malls in the city. And again, here's the university. And one last thing here is the Foothills Medical Center. This is the biggest hospital in the city, and this is not a far drive from Mount Pleasant. So Mount Pleasant, again, is right over here, and the hospital is right over here. And there's plenty of other things that I could mention, but those are probably the main highlights if you're living around the Mount Pleasant area. And the one last thing that I'll touch on, if you're living in this area, everyone just assumes that you're working downtown, but a lot of people actually work in these type of like warehouses or like commercial buildings, which you can see a lot of them around this chunk of the city. And if we go across the valley and to the east side, there's all sorts of different office buildings, industrial, commercial in this chunk of the city right here by the airport. So that might be an option if you're working in these areas and you want to live somewhere in the inner city. Mount Pleasant could be a good option for you. So we already spoke about post-secondary schooling with SAIT and the university, but there's no shortage of grade schools in this neighborhood as well. As you can see from all the different red icons popping up, these are all different schools throughout the neighborhoods. And so for ones that are actually in Mount Pleasant, I believe there's 3. So we have King George. Now this one I believe is elementary to grade 6, and it could be a French immersion school as well. We have St. Joseph Elementary and Junior High School over here. This Montessori Children's House Academy, I believe this is a preschool. And if we zoom in, now I believe this one is technically in Tuxedo Park, but it's just across the street from Mount Pleasant, is this French school, École de la Rose Sauvage. My French is terrible, so I might be butchering that. But just there's no shortage of schools in the Mount Pleasant area. Moving along, let's talk about the actual real estate numbers here in Mount Pleasant. And this neighborhood used to be like primarily all 1950s bungalows. And over time, the city just kept growing. And so a lot of these bungalows are being either renovated or knocked down to make place for 2 stories or semi-detached properties. And you'll even see some townhouses and apartments more along the busier roads in the neighborhood. But this is one of those neighborhoods that you'll see a lot of different projects. So for the 1-story bungalow type properties, as again you can see here, the average age is 1946 and about 1,000 square feet, and the benchmark price is $585,000. Now again, this is the average, so you'll see some of the older projects, maybe in the higher 300s. And for the 2-story properties, these are all newer, on average, I would say. About 1,648 square feet is the average, 3 bedrooms up, 3 full baths, 1 half bath, 820,000. And between the bungalows and the newer 2 stories, they make up about just under half of the total sales in this neighborhood. So moving along, let's talk about the semi-detached sector. So what this is, these are duplexes basically. So what all these developers are doing, or renovators or builders, is they're finding an older bungalow on a 50 by 120 foot lot. They're knocking it down and they're making a semi-detached duplex. And on average, 1,587 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 1 half bath. Benchmark price is about $794,000. Now this might sound like a lot considering that the detached 2-story is the average price is $820,000. I think it's high because there's a lot of brand new developments which are usually fairly pricey in this sector. And we'll move along to the row house. So these are townhouses. So anything more than 2. So again, a duplex is 2 properties attached. Anything more than that is a row house or a townhouse. This only makes up about 7% of the entire sales in this neighborhood. So it's not a big sector, but you're seeing prices in the townhouse sector about $436,000. And the apartment sector, so I'll just pull up the map here. So where you'll find apartments in Mount Pleasant is you'll find stuff along 16th Avenue and maybe a couple of the blocks just north of 16th Avenue. And you'll see some along 10th Street and also on 4th Street. So on the busier roads, you'll see some condo developments. And the average price of a condo, not bad, $203,000. You're just seeing like a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 800 square feet for about $200,000. So not a bad price point to get into the neighborhood. And that's a good quick rundown of the stats in the neighborhood. But primarily, I would say, again, 33% are duplexes and just under half are like the detached either bungalows or 2-stories. Next up, I'll take you on a quick little video tour of my newest listing at 504 27th Avenue Northwest. All right, I'll just take you through my new listing, 504 27th Avenue Northwest. You can see a maintenance-free front yard. Now this property is 1,853 square feet. You see a nice living area with hardwood. Pretty cool curved staircase. And in the kitchen, we've got brand new, not brand new, but appliances are just a few years old. Half bath over here. Side entrance to the backyard, which you can see is a maintenance-free backyard as well, with a double detached garage and a gas fireplace. So we're just heading upstairs now. You'll see 3 bedrooms upstairs with a full ensuite and another full bath, which you can see right over here. So good sized bathroom. And you can see out the window, we're not too far from downtown. You can see the skyscrapers in the background. Big bedroom, you got a bit of an office over here. And that fireplace is actually double-sided, so you can see into the ensuite bathroom. Another full 4-piece bath with 2 more bedrooms, decent sized. So heading downstairs, this could be used as a bedroom or as a living room. And in that door over there is actually a massive, the furnace area. It could be developed into like a living room or possibly another bedroom. And again, again to mention is a maintenance-free backyard with a double detached garage with a back lane. All right, that wraps up my community tour of the Mount Pleasant area, one of the best neighborhoods in the city. And again, if you are out there and you're watching this and you're relocating to Calgary, or if you're already here and you're thinking of either buying or selling, I would love to help you out. So feel free to reach out to me. All of my information is in the written description below. You can call, text, email, or comment, and I'd love to help you out. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.